Hi, in this video we are going to talk about why your Google Ads is not getting any impression or any clicks. Before we dive into the most important part of this video, just to make sure that if you are running a new Google Ad account and if you just set up your Google Ads, just give it a little bit of time. Sometimes Google need a more time for the approval process, which can lead up to 24 hours to 48 hours or 3 to 4 days. And even after 3 or 4 days, if you are not able to see a impression or any click, there are possible reason or there are possible way to get around with those things. But making sure that if you are running a Google ad account, you need to make sure that your ads are approved. Sometimes we get a disapproval, and that is the most of the time is the common reason why we are not getting a impression. But if you are seeing that in your Google ad account your ads are approved, everything looks normal, you have a billing and everything is set up, and still not seeing the impression, there are a 5 things which can cause that issue. Here we are inside this Google ad account. As you can see that the very first thing you can do is to check the status tab, just to make sure that if your account or if your ads are eligible to show up. But if you are still not getting any impression, that's where we need to do some deep digging inside the Google ad account to see why we are not getting an impression. Just to keep in mind, make sure you give it enough time. Once you set up your Google ads, sometime it can take up to 72 hours or maybe 4 or 5 days sometime. So the very first thing you need to check is your ad timing, which you can come up here in audience and keyword section. Underneath there is the ad schedule. So just to make sure that if your ad timing are right or not, so you can check up here. The second thing is your bidding strategy. So if you have set up your new Google ad account or if you have set up a new Google ad campaign, and if you are using a smart bidding strategy, that can cause sometime a conflict and you might not able to see your ad getting any impression or clicks. The reason behind that is if you are using like a maximize conversion value or target impression share, those are a smart bidding strategy, and those can cause a problem because you don't have any data inside your Google ad account and Google have no reference to optimize your campaign or your ads towards that bidding strategy. So you can go in your campaign and click on this icon and see what sort of bidding strategy you are using. So come up here as, and then you can see what sort of bidding strategy you are using. So to start with, if is a new ad account, most of the time start with the maximize click or a manual CPC. That way, once you start getting an impression, once you start getting a conversion, and then you have a 30 conversion in a 30 days, then you can move your campaign towards any other bidding strategy. So to start with, just to make sure you are not using any automatic bidding strategy. Okay, third and the most important thing is your keyword. Sometimes what happen is we use a keyword and those keyword does not get approved, and if the keywords are not approved, so there are higher chances that your ad might not get any impression. So to check up your keywords, just same on a campaign overview, come up here, keywords, and then you can check the status tab of that particular keywords. So let's say if you're using a 5 6 10 keywords to start with, and if they are not eligible, then there is a higher chances that if they are not approved up here, you will not be able to see any sort of impression or click. So making sure that your keywords are approved and that if those things are right, there are higher chances that you will get an impression. The third possible reason for your ad is not getting impression is your cost per click. So let's say you are in a high niche area and the minimum cost per click inside your niche is a $6. But if you have set up a manual CPC and then you have set up your cost per click under $2, so that means you are not giving enough budget to the Google so that Google can show your ad to the possible customer or your possible buyer. The another thing is to check up your quality score. So let's say if you are running a Google ad account and then your ads, they receive the impression but now they are start, there is no impression at all. The possible reason for this one is a low quality score. So what you can do is you can go on a keywords level and you can see the quality score of your keywords. So if your quality score is like 2, 1 or 0, and you are not getting impression, that is the most of the time is the reason that why your Google ad is not showing up. And if you are not able to see this columns, what you can do up here, come up here in columns, modify columns, and then here you can click, let's say, quality score, so which is up here, and then you could click apply and you will see your quality score up here. For I think the fifth thing which you can check up inside your Google ad, if the auto apply recommendations are on or off. So if it's a new ad account, or most of the people don't know that inside their ad account Google apply this filter which is a auto apply. So all you have to do is come up here in a recommendation and then click on auto apply. As we discussed in the second point, that if your account is new and if you're using a smart bidding strategy, as your account don't have any sort of conversion history, it is very hard for Google to optimize your ads. So that is the possible reason that your ad will not get any impression. But also, if you haven't set up a smart bidding strategy and you have set up with the maximize click or manual CPC, but you're still not seeing any sort of impression, so most of the time all of these recommendations are on, they comes default on when you set up your new Google ad account. So all you have to do, come up here in recommendation and click on auto apply and see if those recommendations are on or no. Okay, so let's go here, select all. So if you see that if I select all, that's everything gets selected. So I'm gonna deselect all. So if you see up here, let's say, if you see up here, you can see that there is a bidding column here, target impressions here, maximize clicks, maximize conversion. So if it's a new account, all of these settings are turned on. So that is a possible reason that you might not be able to see any sort of impression or clicks. So all you have to do is deselect all, and that's it. And if you are managing your ad account by yourself, or even if your agency is managing your ad account, just to make sure that these auto recommendations are not on, because as a person you need to manage your ad account by yourself, and if you are managing by yourself, it is better to watch what is happening inside your Google ad account and make changes according to the data. So that's it for this video. Most probably you will be able to do this troubleshoot, and 90% of the time you will start getting an impression and clicks. But make sure give a Google enough time, as I said, 48 hours to 5 days, and you will start getting an impression, you will start getting a clicks. But after 5 days, if you are not getting any clicks or impression, you can make this troubleshooting, and hopefully your ads will start getting impression. But still, if you have any question related to your ad is not getting any clicks or impression, leave your comment below. I will happy to help you out. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.